Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Poole Town. We've made it into our third season, and so far we've had very little progression. We are currently looking at the board screen for two reasons. Firstly, I don't want to spoil anything that's happened, and secondly, we've been taken over again. Well, there's been a change of board. A guy called Jason Lee is now in charge, and he's taken another loan out, which is always fun. I think what he's actually done is he's taken one big loan out to pay off all the other loan debts. So we've still only got one loan, but it's still costing us nearly £12,000 a month to pay, which we don't really have that money to spare. Before we get into the games that I've played, I think I've played 3 or 4 games so far this season. Let's go through some of the transfers. So interestingly, 3 players were released, and by released I mean they didn't want to stay. So Corby Moore has gone, Shaquille Hunter has gone, and so has Warren Bentley. So far, only Corby Moore's got a club. Shaquille Hunter probably will get a club very soon. Warren Bentley will probably just disappear into nothingness. And to replace the players that have left, and also to supplement the players that are still here, obviously, we've brought in a total of 10 players. However, only 9 of them are able to play. Ghassan Abu Hassan is a Jordanian left-back, and I signed him without realising that he didn't get a work permit. So he's here, and I've immediately cancelled his contract. So this is the first and only time you will see him. Let's go through the players who are actually going to still be at the club then. First in was a English central midfielder called Jack Kunkanen, who, he's decent. I quite like the look of him. He's a ball-winning midfielder, he's fast, and he's good at defending. He's not the best, but he's 19, he might get better. Next through the door is 26-year-old English goalkeeper Jonathan Miles, who used to be in the Tottenham youth team. I don't think he ever played for them. So far, he's not played any games for me. He's 2.5 star. He's a backup. Oh, here we go. Right. Yanis Constantinou, I think is how you say it. He's been brought in, a 19-year-old English striker who plays predominantly as a poacher or as an advanced forward, which is good because I'm going to be playing him as an advanced forward for most of the season. Probably my favourite signing so far of the season is Tyrone Duffus, 22-year-old English central midfielder, formerly of Everton, was on loan at Cardiff, or did he go to Cardiff last season? He's a very good player. For this level of football, I think he's very useful. Next through the door is a former Swansea youth player, Ben Morgan, 20-year-old English centre-back, 2.5 star current ability, potentially 5 star. I've brought him in because he's really good in the air, and that's about it. Harvey Nibbs is a player that I've been trying to sign for about 2 years. I think he was on loan, like he was loan listed or something like that last season, and he just would not join me at all. And finally I've managed to get him in on a non-contract basis. He's a Jamaican striker who, he's not the best, but he's still 3-star current ability, so I'm happy with him. Another one of the players that I've signed that I'm very happy with is 22-year-old English centre-back Addison Garnett. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. But much like Duffus, he's a good player for this level of football anyway. 2 more to go, and first up is Tarek Shibab. He's joined on a free transfer from Brighton. He's a decent left-back, and he's come in to basically replace Corby Moore, who's finally left the club. And finally, 20-year-old Irish striker Ronan Hale has joined on a permanent contract. £250 a week is a lot of money, but look at some of those stats. Finishing 12, first touch 14, heading 12. He's a decent, technically he's a very good footballer. So far, he's not featured too much for me, but he was injured at the start of the season. So, the results from the start of the season, I've got a confession to make, and I'll go through it in a minute when we talk about tactics, but basically, we've won quite a few of our opening games. First up was a 4-1 victory against Gloucester. Constantinou scored a penalty after 1 minute. Carvel gets one after 39. Russell Kingdon also gets one. That's a point. I'll go on about him in a minute. Kingdon scored one after 61 minutes. Tom Mellor scored after 66. And then Russell Kingdon gets his second and Poole Town's fourth after 91. So, yeah, Russell Kingdon's back for another year, which is good. And this time, he's a bit of a better footballer, which is good. Alexis Andre has also returned for us for the entire season. I don't know whether he's going to be being our number 1 goalkeeper because he's only 2.5 star, but he's a decent goalkeeper for now. Back to the results. Then the first home game of the season at our new Tom Killick Park against Eastbourne Borough. 2,500 people turned up for this. It was because it was literally our first home game of the season at the new ground, because next time, I can't imagine, well, we'll find out today actually, whether we're going to get that many people turning up for the Kingstonian game. This match was once again a 4-1 victory. Constantinu with 2 goals, Kashim Walton with a goal, and an own goal from Ryan Shackelford. Tom Adeji with he actually scored the opening goal for Eastbourne Borough, but it was a 4-1 victory for us in the end. And then we went on to play Dover, where we ended up winning 3-1. James Carvell, Kingdon and Constantinu with the goals there. Tom Sawes scored an absolute screamer for them. We do win it 3-1. And then we ended up losing 2-1 to Bognor Regis, which was a bit disappointing. Kingdon gets the goal for us. Carey and Swallow with the goals for Bognor Regis, but this does leave us sat 3rd in the table, just 3 points behind the leaders Billericay, who've won all 4 games so far. But it is very early on in the season, and now let's talk about tactics, shall we? As you may remember, at the end of the season last year, I said that what we'll probably do this year is we'll play the cheat tactic, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do some investigating. And I actually set up a game on holiday for, I think I holidayed it for about 50 years in total, after all, with a team in Slovenia. And yeah, the formation is ridiculous. It's far too good. This team in Slovenia, I won the league. Admittedly, it is Slovenia, but I won the league every single year. I did not fail to win the league. I won the Europa League a couple of times. I was consistently getting through the Champions League group stages, so I'm not going to go with it because I feel like it's a little bit too cheaty. So instead we're going to go with a 4-4-2, which I've made myself. I've not tried it, I've not tested it at all, and we've also got a 4-3-2-1 which I've made, I've not tried or tested either, so this could be an embarrassment. Let's get on to the Kingstonian game. My plan for this season, this will be the last season if we don't get promoted, because I've had enough of languishing in this division. Or I say last season, it might not be. What might happen is I might just fly through it really quickly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how close we were to getting promoted. If we were miles away once again, it will be the last season. If we were close, we lost in the playoffs, then we'll do another one. I told you I was going to release him. There he goes. The second ever home game in the league at the Tom Killick Park is going to be against Kingstonian. Where are they in the table? They are 17th. They won 1, lost 3. We are the opposite. We're sat 3rd place. I think Kingstonian have just got promoted, so this should be a nice easy win. One of the main reasons for playing this formation is because it allows me to basically put every player, bar Carvel and Lasher Bella slightly, at their preferred position. So looking at this, we should be playing well, hopefully. It will almost certainly just fall apart after about 5 minutes. The starting lineup we're going to go for then, in goal is Alexis Andre, back 4 of Butler on the right, Shibab on the left, Garnett and Clinton as the 2 centre-backs. Matt Neal is starting as the left winger. Kanya Lashabella is starting as the right winger. Carvel and Tyrone Duffus are the central midfielders. Up front, Kashim Morton partners Russell Kingdon. Constantinu's on the bench, Ian's on the bench, Joe Cook's on the bench. So we've still got a lot of the players who were here last year, they're still knocking about, they just don't have contracts anymore. This is probably going to be a bit of a shock for a lot of these players because so far, anyone new hasn't played a 4-4-2 for me at all. So I'm a little bit concerned. This is the new Tom Killick Park, look at it. What I do like, we've got one stand which is all-seater, which you can see in front there. But then the other 3 stands, they're all identical. They just don't have seats. We're 20 minutes in, and so far nothing is happening at all. Oh, cancel that. Here we go. Lesha Bella on the ball to Duffus. Duffus to Carvel. Carvel ball over the top. Kingdon's there in the penalty area. He's had a go. It's saved by the goalkeeper. We've been the much better side. However, we're not getting any highlights, and it's going to go and be half-time at 0-0. Start of the second half. I'm going to give Kingdon a few more minutes, but if he doesn't perform, he is going to be coming off. Highlight looks like it's going Kingstonian's way. No, it's not. Neil gets there. Walton. Kingdon's making the run. He does get the ball. He's got no options in the middle. He's going it alone. Kingdon's had a go. Russell Kingdon must have heard me. He's made it 1-0 after 52 minutes, which I'm happy because this means the formation that I made, with no help from the internet or anything, is actually doing all right. 56 minutes and another highlight. Kingdon's going to get on the end of this. He's got Walton in the middle if he can find him. Walton's there. Walton's hit the bar. It's cleared only as far as Neil. Neil was offside? Kingdon was offside, apparently. Another highlight. Corner for Carvel. Edge of the area for Duffus. Duffus has had a go. He's hit it just over into the Poole fans. I've just seen we've got an attendance of 660. That was a good effort from Carvel. We are all over Kingstonian at the moment. We need another goal though. Butler with the throw on. Walton's in the penalty area unmarked under the goalkeeper. It is 2-0. There's our second goal. Do I do some subs now? 70 minutes. Now we'll do some subs. Midfield wise, we're not doing too well. Let's bring Arjan on for Duffus. Sure. And Wichelow's not that good, but let's bring Wichelow on. Why not? Constantinu's probably going to get about 10 minutes at the end. He's coming on now for Kingdon. Kingdon's had a good game in the end. He started off a bit nervy, but just about to enter injury time. Sarpong with the ball for Kingstonian. Oh no, they're through on goal, and it's every time. I don't know why. We haven't kept a clean sheet all season, and we've only lost one game. We've won the others. This is going to be the final highlight of the game. Vale gets it clear for Kingstonian. Although the counter-attack is on, referee blow the whistle. You are 30 seconds over time. You're 30 seconds over time. That was a questionable save. Referee blow the whistle. We're now even more. We're an entire minute over, and we finally won the game. 2-1 victory against Kingstonian. It's a little bit touch and go. Lashabella didn't manage to succeed with any of his crosses. And that victory puts us into second place. Billericay's still undefeated so far this season. We are going to have another game in this episode. Normally I do one in the first episode of the season, but because there was a really short one at the end of last season, I thought I'd give you a longer one now. Out of context, that sounds really weird. Second game of the episode then is going to be Hampton and Richmond. And by the looks of it, we're getting a decent crowd turning up to some of these games now. 939 tickets have sold out of 3,000, which doesn't sound great, but the minimum capacity stadium you can have in this league is 3,000, hence why we built one at 3,000. The starting lineup then for Poole Town versus Hampton and Richmond is the same as before, except we've made one minor change. Russell Kingdon has been dropped. Constantinu's going to get a start today. Let's see how that goes. A very defensive-looking formation for Hampton and Richmond. In fact, that is probably one of the most defensive formations I've ever seen. They've got 6 defensive players, 2 central midfielders and 2 strikers. I'm going to stick with the 4-4-2 for the majority of the season, I reckon, because the whole playing with wingers, I'm not sure I'm keen on it. Not at this low level anyway. First highlight of the game is a throw-on for Butler. Butler's one of those players that I'm on the verge of possibly replacing him, purely because he's not that great at football, basically. The ball came in, it's been cleared. Morgan for Hampton and Richmond. Now Carter, one of the 2 central midfielders. They're going to have to just play long ball football, and it's not going to be pretty, is it? Constantinu's on the end of that, and Constantinu, what a volley. Tyrone Duffus with the assist. We're 1-0 up, 13 minutes on the clock. And could this be our 5th win out of 6? Interestingly, Billericay seem like they are losing, and our goal difference is better, which means we are top. Maloney with a corner, I was going to say free kick, unmarked header, straight at the goalkeeper. We were very lucky there. Billericay now drawing. Damn it! Half-time at Tom Killick Park. It is 1-0 to Poole Town. Looks like, however, Hampton and Richmond have been the better side with 7 shots to our 4, but we have the 1 goal. I'm not going to do any substitutions just yet. I'm looking at Kashim Walton because he's made a few mistakes. He's been offside a few times, but we'll keep him on for now. You got 5 minutes, Kashim. You better score from this. Butler's throw, Lashabella. Carvel, edge of the area. We are 2-0 up. That was a good goal from James Carvel. He's a very good player. I don't know if I'm counting my chickens before they've hatched and all that, but we've got a good side now, and I'm not sure how we've managed to do it. Highlight instantly after the goal. This is always a worrying time. Long ball over the top. Coper's running onto it. This is going to be a goal, isn't it? It is a goal. 2-1. Almost instant reply from Hampton and Richmond. Kashim, you are coming off. Kingdon's going to come on. Who's a better deep line forward? Neither of you. Right, we'll swap you over because Kingdon's a better advanced forward. Do I do any more changes? Shabab? No. Let's leave the defence. It's a bit dodgy, but we'll leave it. Throw on for Hampton and Richmond. Crawford back to the throw on taker. Crossed in. Butler's at the back. Leshabella now can run it clear. Hopefully he can run it clear. He's passed it. He's found Constantinu. Constantinu's got Kingdon making a run. He's gone for the ball into Kingdon. What was that? That was... It could have been majestic if that was even on target. It wasn't. It was well wide. Throw on. Shabab to take. Neil. Shabab, very, very long ball towards Kingdon. Kingdon's got Constantinu in the middle. If he can find him, he does find him. Constantinu makes it 3-1. We are pulling out some performances here, and I'm genuinely shocked. I do have Owen Griffin on the bench, who is he's now 16, and I've given up training him up as a centre-back because he's not a very good one. Instead, he's going to be a midfielder. I was just about to do some subs, but instead we've got Hampton and Richmond highlight. Ball over the top, Crawford's running onto it. Cross to Cope. Cope can't miss that. It's an open goal. It's 3-2. Do we go defensive? There's 10 minutes to go. I can't remember. Who did I bring on? I brought on Kingdon, didn't I? So, here we go. Right, this is a big risk. Constantinu off. Griffin coming on to just sit in front of the defenders. You can be on defend. That'll be fine. And we're going to go defensive. Hopefully that youngster, Owen Griffin, can hold on for the last, 5 minutes of injury time now. It's looking promising. 30 seconds to go. Free kick. Garnett takes towards Kingdon. He's not going to get there. Back to the goalkeeper, Linus. Patterson. Carter. Morgan. Ball over the top. It's going to get... Shabab's got it. Back to the keeper. Andre kicks it long to nobody. It's coming straight back at us. Just get it clear. Butler gets it clear again. 5 seconds to play. Kingdon's not going to win the header. Just hold on to the ball. Good tackle, or not tackle. Touch by Griffin. Full time then at Tom Killick Park. 3-2 victory. We are currently undefeated in our new ground. Would you look at that league table? We are now 6 games in, and we have won 5 of the 6. A goal difference of +9. Admittedly, some of that does need to be some of the credit needs to go to the original formation that I was using, but I'm happy we're sat second in the table. This could be, if everyone stays fit, this could be a very good year for us. Next episode, I'm not really sure where we're going to go. I want to get through the season really quickly, so we might end up being down here somewhere, Boreham Wood, Western Supermare maybe. I'm tempted to do Billericay because they're top. We'll see. If Billericay are still up there when we get to play them, then we'll do the Billericay game. Otherwise, we'll go a little bit further down. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2018 with Poole Town. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.